موږ دا درک کوو چې افغانستان یوازینی هیواد نه دی چې بشري او پرمختیایي مرستو ته اړتیا لري، بلکې د نړۍ په نورو هیوادونو کې هم د جګړو او طبیعي پیښو له کبله شدیدي اړتیاوې شته او د زیاتېدو په حال کې دي. په افغانستان د نورو هیوادونو سره یو توپیر لري او هغه دا چې افغانستان نور په جګړه کې ښکېل هیواد نه دی، بلکې له جګړې وروسته حالت کې قرار لري او مرسته ورسره کول د پانګونې او د سبا ورځې د اړتیاو د ختمونې په معنا ده.
And has reached 17.9 million people in one form of assistance or the other. And when we look at the last 3 years, about $9.8 billion have been resourced and supported and spent for the people of Afghanistan. And I think the space, the security and the access has enabled us really to go to places, reach communities that couldn't be reached, also together with your support and the government's facilitation for many, many years.
د ټولو مؤسساتو امنیت ته ژمنتیا لري، همدارنګه د همکارۍ په برخه کې، د شفافیت په برخه کې، د فساد د مخنیوي په برخه کې، همداسې د تګ و راتګو د سفر د اسانتیاو په برخه کې موږ ټول تاسو سره همکار یو او تاسو ته ډاډ درکوو چې تاسو به په ډېر اطمینان سره خپلو مرستو ته دوام ورکوئ.
There is a lot of work that's been done and we can be quite proud of the achievements we have achieved together. Minister, as you rightly said, today we live in a very complex world globally and we have multiple crises. There's a tragedy in Gaza, in Sudan, in many parts of the world. Competing humanitarian crises and development challenges.
تر هر څه لومړی د افغانستان اسلامي امارت او ملګرو ملتو ادارو ترمنځ د مشرتابه کچې څلورمې ناستې ټولو درنو ګډونوالو ته یو وار بیا د زړه له کومې ښه راغلاست وایم. هر کله راسئ. درنو حاضرینو، موږ په داسې حال کې سره راټول شوي یو چې د الله تعالی په فضل په هیواد کې هغه جګړه پای ته رسېدلې چې څه باندې 4 لسیزې د افغانانو ژوند تریخ کړی، اقتصاد یې ځپلی او د میلیونونو افغانانو د بېکورۍ سبب شوې وه. اوس چې الحمدلله جګړه نشته، د دې وخت را رسېدلی چې ټولې هڅې د هیواد پر رغونې او پرمختګ متمرکزې شي. افغانستان اسلامي امارت په خپل ټول توان هڅه کوي چې هیواد بیرته په خپلو پښو ودرېږي او په بشري او پرمختیایي ډګرونو کې ځان بسیاینې ته ورسیږي. د نن ناستې لپاره چې د اقتصادي ثبات، روغتیا او تغذیه، تعلیم، معیشت، غذایي امنیت او زراعت، له مخدره موادو سره مبارزې، اقلیمي بدلون او اوبو، مهاجرینو او داخلي بې ځایه کېدنې او د تصمیم نیونې لپاره اړینو احصایو کومې 9 موضوعګانې غوره شوي د افغانستان اسلامي امارت په ټولو ساحو کې او د خپلو امکاناتو په حدودو کې له منظم پلان سره سم فعالیت کوي. زه د دغو موضوعاتو جزئیاتو ته نه داخلیږم ځکه چې په تالار کې حاضر د محترمو سکتوري ادارو استازي به په اړه مفصل معلومات وړاندې کوي، خو د بیلګې په توګه یو څو موضوعاتو ته اشاره کوم. د اقتصادي ثبات په برخه کې د حکومت لخوا پر مخ وړل کېدونکو برنامو ترڅنګ د خصوصي سکتور د ودې او هڅونې لپاره شپه او ورځ کار کوي چې تر ټولو غوره ثبوت یې دا دی چې د حکومت په رأس کې اقتصاد ته ځای ورکړل شوی او د ریاست الوزرا اقتصادي معاونیت تر مشرۍ او لارښوونې لاندې اقتصادي کمیسیون له منظم پلان سره سم فعالیت کوي. په دغو نږدو وختونو کې د صنعتي پارکونو لپاره 33,000 هکتاره ځمکه ځانګړې شوې. ډېر کوچني کاروبارونه له مالیې څخه بیخي معاف شوي او په عموم کې د مالیې اندازه د پخوا په پرتله په پام وړ توګه ټیټه شوې. د افغاني ثبات ساتل شوی. د کاروبارونو د تمویل لپاره د کوچنیو پورونو 5 ادارو ته جواز ورکړل شوی او 5 نور جوازونه تر کار لاندې دي. په هیواد کې د مخدره موادو د کښت، قاچاق او کارونې پر ضد مبارزه او د مخکینیو معتادینو درملنه په بریالي توګه پر مخ روانه ده. په همدې توګه د اقلیمي بدلون، اوبو مدیریت، زراعت او غذایي امنیت په برخه کې لوی پروژې د تطبیق په حال کې دي چې په بشپړېدو سره به په اړوندو ډګرونو کې د لوی بدلون شاهدان یو. سږکال له داخلي بودیجې څخه د څه باندې 400 چک ډیمونو جوړولو کار روان دی چې تر نیمایي زیات جوړ شوي او د پاته هغو به هم په 2 میاشتو کې کارونه بشپړ شي. خپل وطن ته د ګاونډیو هیوادونو څخه د راستنېدونکو هیوادوالو د ښه راغلاست او له هغوی سره د مرستې لپاره د اړوند کمیسیون تر مشرۍ لاندې دوامدار کار روان دی چې د نورو خدماتو ترڅنګ هرې راستنېدونکې کورنۍ ته 10,000 افغانۍ ورکول کیږي. دا ډول اوږدمهاله برنامې د هیواد په تاریخ کې بې ساري دي. مګر په هیواد کې څو لسیزې جګړه تېره شوې چې له کبله یې اوښتي زیانونه دومره ستر او ژور دي چې د حکومت اوسنی مالي امکانات یې د جبران لپاره کفایت نه کوي او په لنډ مهال کې نړیوالو مرستو ته اړتیا پر خپل ځای پاتې ده. درنو حاضرینو، موږ دا درک کوو چې افغانستان یوازینی هیواد نه دی چې بشري او پرمختیایي مرستو ته اړتیا لري، بلکې د نړۍ په نورو هیوادونو کې هم د جګړو او طبیعي پیښو له کبله شدیدې اړتیاوې شته او د زیاتېدو په حال کې دي. خو افغانستان له نورو هیوادونو سره یو توپیر لري او هغه دا چې افغانستان نور په جګړه کې ښکېل هیواد نه دی، بلکې له جګړې وروسته حالت کې قرار لري او مرسته ورسره کول د پانګونې او د سبا ورځې د اړتیاو د ختمونې په معنا ده. سره دې چې د خلکو د اړتیاو او لومړیتوبونو تفصیلات په خپل وخت په نورو ناستو کې د اړوندو سکتوري ادارو لخوا شریکېږي، خو په عمومي ډول لاندې نکاتو ته اشاره کول غواړم. د دې لپاره چې د نړیوالو مرستو څخه اعظمي استفاده وشي، پکار ده چې د مرستو ویش د افغانستان د خلکو له اړتیاو او لومړیتوبونو سره عیار شي او په دې برخه کې روانه همغږي نوره هم پیاوړې شي. په ځانګړي ډول له ګاونډیو هیوادونو د راستنېدونکو هیوادوالو دایمي میشتول، کروندګرو ته د مخدره موادو بدیل معیشت برابرول، د اقلیمي بدلون په برخه کې نړیوالو مالي صندوقونو ته د افغانستان لاسرسی او په اړوند فورمونو کې د افغانستان استازیتوب یقیني کول، د روغتیايي سکتور حمایه، په ځانګړي توګه د سرطان د درملنې د ملي مرکز تجهیز، د افغانستان له لومړیتوبونو سره سم د ماین پاکۍ برخې ته توجه کول. هڅه دې وشي چې د مرستو ډول له بشري څخه نیمه انکشافي او پرمختیایي مرستو لوړ او تغییر وکړي، ځکه چې بشري مرستې یوازې د عاجلو حالاتو اړتیاوي او اوږدمهاله اړتیاوي له منځه نشي وړلی. هڅه دې وشي چې مرستې د کار په بدل کې او په اوږدمهالو زیربنایي سیستمونو ولګول شي. هڅه دې وشي چې د امکان تر حده د داخلي تولیداتو او داخلي مارکیټ څخه استفاده وشي ترڅو د مرستو مثبت اغیز نور هم زیات کړل شي. درنو حاضرینو، تر کومه حده پورې چې د افغانستان په اسلامي امارت پورې اړه لري، د افغانستان د موجوده حکومت ټولې ادارې په امنیتي برخه کې د ټولو مؤسساتو امنیت ته ژمنتیا لري، همدارنګه د همکارۍ په برخه کې، د شفافیت په برخه کې، د فساد د مخنیوي په برخه کې، همداسې د تګ و راتګو د سفر د اسانتیاو په برخه کې موږ ټول تاسو سره همکار یو او تاسو ته ډاډ درکوو چې تاسو به په ډېر اطمینان سره خپلو مرستو ته دوام ورکوئ. موږ همیشه د دې هڅه کړې ده او کوو یې چې په افغانستان کې داسې پروژې پلې سي چې د هغې ګټې اوږدمهاله وي او هیوادوال هم په کور دننه بسیا سي. دا چې اوس یو ښه فرصت راغلی او زمینه مساعده ده، نو دواړه طرفه هم اسلامي امارت او هم نړیوال سازمانونه په ګډه باید یو بل ته لاس ورکړو ترڅو له دغه حالت نه ښه استفاده وشي او د افغانستان په ټولو برخو کې چې د پرمختګونو آغاز شوی ده دا دوام پیدا کی، دا قوت پیدا کی او په دې کې پرمختګ ولرو. نو تاسو ټول ته بیا هم ښه راغلاست وایم. تاسو وخت ناخلو، ټول ملګري به په خپل نوبت سره خبره کوي، هر کله راسئ. خدای مراوله. واخر دعوانا ان الحمد لله رب العالمين.
Deputy Ministers, colleagues, it's really an honor for me to be here and co-chair with you, Minister Mutaqi, the fourth high-level coordination forum. We met in this very room in May, looking at our collaboration moving forward. As you said, Minister, this is the fourth high-level coordination forum, the first established in May of 2023, and it has been a really important platform for us to enhance our strategic coordination, look at prioritizing together and aligning our work that maximizes, as you said, the impact for the people of Afghanistan. It also, I must say, Minister, and thank you for your co-chairmanship here, has been a forum where we speak honestly amongst friends and in a collaborative, constructive manner. Today, Minister, as you said, based on our mutual agreement at the last high-level coordination forum in May, we together identified 9 key priority areas. And this also is very much linked to the national development priorities developed by the Ministry of Economy, and also linked with the UN strategic framework for Afghanistan and the humanitarian priorities. And today we will review and hear from our colleagues, our sister agencies, our partners with our line ministries, how we have moved on these 9 areas, to look at what progress we have made, what are the challenges, and how do we move forward in 2025, as you said, Minister Mutaqi. And I think there is a lot of work that's been done, and we can be quite proud of the achievements we have achieved together. Minister, as you rightly said, today we live in a very complex world globally, and we have multiple crises. There's a tragedy in Gaza, in Sudan, in many parts of the world, competing humanitarian crises and development challenges, financial outlook in many member states, whether they are host countries, developing countries, or developed countries, remain quite challenging. At the same time, Afghanistan also has moved progressively in the right direction, as you said, from a situation of post-conflict into a safe and peaceful space for this country after many, many decades. And I think this should be acknowledged. We still also are in a situation in Afghanistan where we have still critical development and humanitarian needs. It is still the second largest country in need of humanitarian assistance after Sudan, with about 22.9 million individuals needing various forms of assistance. Let us reflect a bit, Minister, as you also said, on the achievements that we have made together since 2021, but particularly also last year. I have had the opportunity, and I'm very grateful for the government for enabling access all over the country to every place in a very peaceful manner. And access, I must say, as you rightly said, the security on the country has made it very possible for our partners and us to reach communities, particularly far-flung communities and underserved communities. I myself have been to 14 provinces in the last year, met with the governors, sat with the authorities, spoken to people, farmers, business people, men, women and children, seeing the impact of our work, seeing the challenges and trying to see how best we can improve our work. Let me just perhaps highlight a few of the achievements we have managed to accomplish together. The UN, with the support of the international community, in 2024 mobilized, resourced and implemented programs worth $2.9 billion and has reached 17.9 million people in one form of assistance or the other. And when we look at the last 3 years, about $9.8 billion have been resourced and supported and spent for the people of Afghanistan. And I think the space, the security and the access has enabled us really to go to places, reach communities that couldn't be reached, also together with your support and the government's facilitation for many, many years. A very important point, Minister Mutaki, that you raised in May, and also our colleagues, was being very joined up and aligned with the government and the work and the priorities. And the 9 areas we have identified, I think, are really important. And I'm happy to say, when we look at the resources that have been spent over the last 3 years, while in the beginning in 2022, it was a lot of resources going into humanitarian assistance because the humanitarian needs were there. But in 2023, and particularly in 2024, we are spending more resources on sustainable, impactful resilience and basic human needs, and less slowly on humanitarian assistance. This is what you also were keen on, the government has been keen on, and we agreed, and I'm very happy to tell you that that is the direction we are going, transitioning very slowly but steadily from humanitarian assistance to basic human needs. For example, in 2024, 1.3 billion was spent on humanitarian assistance, but 1.5 billion on basic human needs. And the last year, from 2024 onwards, we'll be steadily moving in that direction. What does it mean when we say basic human needs? It is very much looking at sustainable, long-term, impactful programs for the communities. For example, if you look at food security, while in 2022, 2021, much of the food assistance was providing food, as in wheat and food directly, now more and more money is going into food systems, which is fertilizer, certified seeds, irrigation canals that increase food production and lessen food insecurity. So this is exactly how we are trying to go together, and I've just brought up the example of food security because in collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture, for the first time in 2024, the highest number of certified seeds certified by the Ministry of Agriculture was produced in 2024. I was sitting with the seed production for companies and talking with FAO and others, and they were saying we have overproduced certified seeds, so it's good because the seeds alone quadruple the yield per jarib as opposed to non-certified seeds. Many canals and many kilometers of carriages have been made to support irrigation, and as you said, that's the transition we are going forward, and I'm very happy to report on that. Also, as you said, Minister, we have also seen the economy stabilizing with about 2.7% growth in the country after many years of fluctuation, and this is also something to be recognized and congratulated, and this is also something we collectively say to the international community as well. You have to look at the glass half full, not the glass half empty all the time, and these are important data points. The contributions of the international financial institutions, the World Bank, ADB, to basic human needs is increasing. We have had, together with your leadership and the DAB, Ministry of Finance, we've had the microfinance conferences looking at how we can really have a meaningful platform for microfinance to rural and Afghan communities, to small businesses. We were happy to support with the government of Azerbaijan the presence of the government in the COP29, and DG NEPA and colleagues went to the COP, and as you said, this is a very important portfolio because Afghanistan remains one of the top 10 countries impacted by climate change globally, while it has contributed nothing to global warming and greenhouse gases globally. And here I think access to climate finance, as you said, remains very important. Disaster response together with the government has also been quite impactful, from the earthquake in Herat. I myself was up in Baglan with the floods in May, seeing how we were reaching people together with the authorities and partners and reaching the affected populations in disaster response as well. Very importantly, you mentioned, Minister, the displacement solutions for IDPs and returnees. Alhamdulillah, we didn't have in 2024 any major pushback like we saw in 2023, where 500,000 Afghans came under very challenging circumstances in the last 2 months of 2023. We, together with the Ministry of Refugees and Repatriation in close coordination, have supported the reintegration of many of these Afghans back into their communities. Yes, there are still challenges and we have to work together, but this is also an area, I think, of achievement and progress. Also, a minister, together with the foreign ministry's active support and engagement, we've also moved, having the first meeting in the Doha process in July, where the international community, the government and the UN, we sat together looking at a potential political pathway. We have established 2 working groups on counter-narcotics and private sector. Together with Dr. Aman, I chaired the first technical meeting also of the private sector working group, which is a very important platform. And also, as you said, the counter-narcotics, looking and supporting the government's efforts in the counter-narcotics, alternate crops for affected farmers, and addiction support for people coming out of addiction. And these are just a few achievements, and the colleagues will talk much more in depth about what they have achieved in 2024. But permit me to also reiterate that we have done this together in a very principled manner, with integrity, focusing on the impact, as you said, seeing how does this work, how do the programs impact the people, and what are the changes it makes in the lives of Afghans. Another important point, Minister and dear colleagues, is also recognizing the partnership we have had. The collaboration with the government at district level, at provincial level, of course also at Kabul level, has been good, and we've been working together, and I thank you all for that connectivity. We have to continue to move there and strengthen that partnership. But in particularly also I want to recognize and thank the partners, the NGO partners and the international NGOs and others who've been a rock of solid delivery and recognizing their work they have done for the people of Afghanistan, and again to ensure that we keep that space and support that space and are able to create the conditions that they can continue to deliver and support the people of Afghanistan. A very important point here, and seeking your support, ministers, as well, to enabling and creating that space for our NGO and national NGO colleagues who are doing an amazing job on the front lines delivering basic human needs and humanitarian assistance. Permit me also, Minister, just also while recognizing the work done, the collaboration and the partnership and the achievements, also to highlight a few pain points and challenges we have to work together and find solutions for. I want to first and foremost also acknowledge and thank the leadership of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Economic Commission led by the Honorable Deputy Prime Minister Berdin, but also the Ministry of Economy, who has played a very important role in enabling the connectivity and facilitating partners and others in the processes of administrative registration, etc.